here we are, the official final day of 2022, but also the official final video for 2022 on the YouTube channel of ProEnzo Vidz. But yeah, look, today it concludes the year it was. You know, it was a very, look, let's say for my sake, it was a very interesting year. Like, it wasn't, I guess, the year I would have wished for in some parts of it, but I think just in general it was a good year for other things in particular. And yeah, there was a good and bad. There was a good and bad in this year. You know, that was pretty much the sort of summary of it. You know, good and bad. I mean, it always happens, but that's how my year pretty much went off. The good and the bad definitely kicked in, that's for sure. But now look, today it's gonna be a video just about my channel review. My review for my channel this year and seeing how well it went, and just sort of going off the good moments of YouTube and sort of what I achieved, that I wanted to achieve coming into 2022 this year, and what I did achieve, and maybe just some things that maybe I'll look to add to the channel next year, like things to change a little bit, you know. So that will be part of what I'll be talking about in this video. Then obviously after all that talk, there's gonna be some sort of little highlights clip. So I guess for subscribers that know what kind of videos these are in the past, you know, it always ends off with a nice highlights clip of my channel for 2022, like all the videos, or not all the videos, but some of the good moments of YouTube and some of the funny moments all mixed together in one clip. So that will be right after this. So where do we start exactly? So look, for me, I'll start with how 2022 sort of panned out for me. So apart from YouTube, apart from the guy you see from rugby league, talking rugby league videos, I gotta say 2022 was not the year for me. There's no way that was the year for me. I think the thing was, you know, it was just a very challenging and interesting year. I guess as I'm getting older, you know, you gotta I guess look at more harder things. You gotta take a bit more notice of that, and I have. I think that's what I've learned a lot, but it hasn't been the easiest of ways, I guess you could put it as. Yeah, look, going through stuff's obviously not easy. I guess seeing things that happen at the same time, it's always a bit of a, you know, bit of a hard one for the brain to sort of I guess get used to when it's the first time happening. But look, over time I've come across it all. I've eventually gotten all over it, so it's just great to see. But yeah, look, I just got to say it's been a tough year. That's how it has been, and you know, it is what it is. You know, I wish I could just go back in time and change a couple of things, but at the same time, there's some bad things I don't regret at all, and there's some things that weren't good, but I think that they're things that were done for a reason, and that's always going to be like something I'll remember as well. So but yeah, this is not a totally bad year. 2022 was not a totally shit or rubbish year. It was a year with good things and bad things, like I said earlier on. And you know, I mean, getting COVID at the start of the year was awful. Like, I think if you remember, when I was making my bold prediction series back then, like each 3 parts, you know, I had COVID back then, and obviously that was hard enough because I never experienced COVID before. I think I got it like late December 2021, and coming into the new year, I tested positive. So that's, you know, you wouldn't. That's just the toughest way to start New Year's, is catch COVID, and especially for the first time as well, not knowing what symptoms I'd get. But symptoms weren't too severe, apart from the sore throat. That was awful. Headaches were there as well, so it wasn't as bad as what I would have thought originally I would have gotten it. But yeah, well, thank God it wasn't any worse than a bad throat and a headache, because that would have been traumatic, that's for sure. But yeah, that was a tough way to start the year. Then I guess just being at school was so boring as well. Like, you know, I couldn't handle the fact of not being able to talk to too many people at school. And I think just, you know, it happens to some people. Some people's ambitions not school. Some people's ambitions like working in the real world and making a living or achieving some stuff outside of that. So that's what I'm doing. Actually, if you didn't know, that I am officially dropping out of school, and I've already have, which is great. And yeah, we'll take up some work around the tool capacity. So yeah, it'd be a good opportunity for myself, just looking at new sort of opportunities other than school, because I've been doing high school for 4 years now, and I've pretty much it's safe to say I've pretty much given up on any hope of it. So, and pretty much for the whole year I haven't really tried hard enough. I mean, you know, if I had a passion, I would try hard, but it's not really the case with me, and that goes to many other people as well. So, it is what it is. But yeah. So school's hard, but wasn't always terrible, I don't think. But definitely was something that was bothering my life, I thought, at the time. So good to have that stress away now, and forgetting the people that, not all the people, but people in particular. You know, I'm happy not to see anymore, because I think they're all. Look, I just think they're all too different, and they're all not too classy enough in the head, I don't think. But, you know, that's each to their own when you think of that one. But yeah, I'm just glad to be away from those people, glad to be away from school, and I'm glad to kick into some new opportunities where I'm actually doing something that, you know, you're achieving, you know, the cash, and not sticking around at school and going through some shit, you know. So I just see that in that way. Like, that's not all I think of, but that's you know, that's sort of the main thing that comes out of it all, I think, with me especially. Yeah. But, you know, look, I guess just another thing that's been tough is seeing how bad Manly have been. Like, seeing Manly and the way they've been playing this year. You know, look, the thing is, right, not many people may notice, but Manly, like, covers up half my life. Like, I get easily emotional when I lose. I can get really upset when they get smashed by a team I particularly don't like. You know, it's just because we've seen. I think this year you've all seen when when Parramatta beat Manly at CommBank. My reaction to that was, yeah, I was upset. I was on the verge of tears that night. So you all saw the review there. Look, it's just the passion I have, you know. Like, I don't intentionally mean to say stuff in the reviews. I don't, you know, mean to, I guess, go off and shout and have rants. You know, that's not me really, but it just occurs because that's my passion for the game, and it's my passion for the club especially. So, you know, people take the piss out of that, but, you know, you don't ever have a passion as big as that, I don't think. Well, that's what probably those people haven't experienced yet, which is pretty funny, I reckon. But yeah, no, look, I'm hoping it's 2023 is a better year for Manly. Like, I hope so. I just hope that with a couple of changes, it benefits the club in big ways. But yeah, 2022, especially the Pride stuff happening, that really, oh man, that really, you know, pissed me off in many areas, let's just say. And I think just also, you know, it just, you know, was made me upset seeing the club was in this state, and especially seeing how far the club has come low, especially from 2021, where it was such a better year for myself personally, but just better for Manly, you know. Just seeing how far things dropped in the last 12 months or so was just, yeah, it was unbelievably bad. But let's just hope it's a better year for Manly in 2023. I'm backing the boys, I'm backing the coaching staff. I think it'll be a better year, I think. But yeah, just to sort of, I guess, sum it off, because it's about to do the clip now. So I just want to say that, you know, without the fans, or without the subscribers, you know, yous wouldn't have pushed me on for the tough times, because, you know, you may look at me and go, oh, look, it's ProEnzo Vidz, a rugby league YouTuber, always seems to be consistent with his uploads, always seems to be great with talking about the game, and always here doing a thing he loves, which is true, and I appreciate all the comments like that and the people that do think that. But, you know, sometimes behind the screen is not always the same situation. But it doesn't mean that's always been bad behind the screen. It's just that things, you know, happen, and, you know, it happens to everyone. Like, it's not a rare or common or uncommon thing. Like, it is very common, and it can happen. So, you know, that's why I think next year will be better, because I've changed a couple of things about my life coming into next year. So I think it's going to be really good. So, but, you know, just in general, I want to thank all of you for just, you know, continuing to watch me, I think, because since 2020, when I was very young, like, I was much younger there, you know, I've grown up over time, and have sort of understood things a bit more, and sort of have done a lot more in terms of YouTube. Like, I've achieved a lot on YouTube. I mean, getting to 2,000 subscribers this year was insane. Like, getting at 1K last year in 2021, then in 2K in 2022. The first day of June as well, which was crazy. You know, that was an awesome moment for myself. So I think just, you know, looking back on all the good moments in a tough year was obviously some of the brightest things that I could picture during the year. So yeah, it's been a good year for YouTube, and I'm keen to see where my channel will be in 2023. But without further ado, everyone, thanks for watching my last sort of talk for the year. Enjoy the clip. Enjoy the clip I put together. It's I believe it's really good. Showcases all the highlights from the season and stuff. So please enjoy, and see you in 2023.
I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption ever.